The Cotton Bowl on Friday night between the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Texas Longhorns. And boy, howdy, what a game this is. Ohio State currently favored by, there's a couple of 5.5s in the market. There's 6s. I think 6 is the consensus line right now. But Ohio State favored by 6. The total here is 53.5. And our money line, the best Texas money line you could get is plus 195. Yeah, there's plus 185s. Minus 225 if you want to bet. Yeah, that's the best number. Minus 225 if you want to bet Ohio State on this. My number has got Ohio State by 2.8. Based on the last 4 weeks, I've got Ohio State by 23.8 points. Yes, that is how good the Buckeyes have been playing as of late. They are ridiculous. This team has just been rolling through everybody. And the scary thing is they have been capable of this the entire season. And that's why people get a little wary of betting on them. Because, one, you're playing Texas in Arlington. There's going to be a lot of Longhorn fans, like a ton of them. So maybe home field advantage, maybe not. We'll see might determine whether or not this game even gets played on Friday. It might be Saturday. We'll see about that. But looking at the numbers, Ohio State is awesome on defense. I mean, just awesome. This is a dominant team. They're number 5 in yards allowed per rush, number 2 in yards allowed per pass attempt, number 4 in QBR allowed. They were number 20 in rushing success rate allowed. They are number 6 in passing success rate allowed. Like, this is a dominant defense. Number 2 in PPA allowed per defensive drive. They're number 2 in offensive PPA per drive. They're number 1 in the country in PPA margin. That's predicted points added margin. Texas is number 7. They are number 36 on offense, number 3 on defense. But let's talk about the Texas offense against this Ohio State defense first. Texas, if they have a good matchup, they can run the football. They ran for 300 yards on Clemson. And then they turn around the next week against an Arizona State team that is not nearly as talented on defense as Clemson is. And they ran for 58 yards, 60 yards, whatever it was, on like 20 or 30 carries. No, it was 30-something carries. It was 1.8 yards per carry for Texas last week. I mean, right? Who knows? And yeah, I know Texas has got some offensive line issues, guys that are banged up and whatnot, running backs that are banged up. You still got to be better than that. I mean, what are we doing? I worry about Texas being able to finish drives. That's been an issue for them for quite a while. They are number 57 in points per scoring opportunity. And a scoring opportunity is when you get a first down inside the opponent's 40-yard line. They average 4 points per trip inside the opponent 40-yard line. They're number 12 in scoring opportunities per game. The issue is Ohio State's defense is number 1 in points allowed per scoring drive. They do not let teams get into the end zone. Let's see. Come down to the bottom. Defensive red zone touchdown rate. Ohio State is number 2 in the country. Only 41% of the time when teams get into the red zone do they score a touchdown against Ohio State. Texas, offensive red zone touchdown rate, number 52. Only 64% of the time. So, offensive red zone conversion percentage, Texas, number 96. Ohio State's defense is number 2. On the other side of the ball. By the way, talent composite, Texas is number 4. Ohio State is number 3. Yeah, pretty wild. Ohio State's offense is on another level right now. They are unbelievable. I don't know how else to say it. They are so good currently. The issue there is currently, right? Because they haven't done this all year. Against Michigan, they only scored 10 points. So where has the passing attack been? Where has all of this defense for Texas? I talked about Notre Dame not really having played teams that could throw the ball, like teams that, all that kind of stuff, right? It depends on what your schedule looks like. Texas, there's not a single wide receiver core that they have played that is anywhere close to what they're going to be dealing with in this ballgame. How about this fact? Texas has not allowed more than 3 touchdowns in a single game all season. Not a single game have they allowed more than 3 touchdowns. I think Ohio State could have 3 touchdowns by halftime. That's how good I think this offense actually is. Ohio State is number 1 in PPA per pass, number 7 in yards per pass attempt, number 4 in QBR. They are number 26 in passing explosiveness, number 10 in havoc allowed, all that kind of stuff, right? They are really, really good on that side of the ball. Now, if you look at Texas's numbers, number 3 in PPA allowed per pass, number 1 in yards allowed per pass attempt, number 2 in QBR allowed. They're number 2 in pass success rate allowed, number 2 in passing explosiveness allowed, number 15 in havoc rate. Maybe with the Ohio State injuries in the offensive line, they can get there, but I don't think so. I don't think Texas is going to be able to get home. I think that the offensive play callers for Ohio State are going to be able to get the ball out quick. I think Will Howard is perfectly capable of doing that. Texas against the run, number 59 in rush rate, but they are number 11 in yards allowed per rush, number 4 in rushing explosiveness allowed, but they're only number 39 in offensive line yards, number 30 in stuff rate. Ohio State is number 49 in stuff rate allowed, so that certainly isn't great. But they are number 19 in rushing explosiveness, number 20 in offensive line yards. They're pretty good at breaking off long runs, especially lately, right? Travion Henderson, Quinshon Judkins, that bunch, they're really good. Ohio State is number 2 in the country in 5 factors plus talent, but they have also played the number 8 current strength of schedule. Now, Texas has played number 11, which I find interesting, but I think a lot of it has to do with matchups and when they played certain teams, etc. So it is what it is. Ohio State is number 17 in points per scoring opportunity on offense. Texas is number 2. So you're looking at the number 1 and number 2 teams in preventing points once a team gets a first down inside their 40-yard line. I still think Ohio State is going to smoke these guys. I mean, I don't think there's a team in college football this year that can handle Ohio State when they're playing their A game. This roster is ridiculous. And here's the kicker. They don't have their starting center, and they don't have their starting left tackle, and they're still smoking teams. Destroyed Tennessee. Destroyed Oregon. Texas gave up 500 yards of total offense on 97 plays to Arizona State last week. I think Ohio State's a different beast. So I am going to take Ohio State minus the 6. So it looks like to me we're going to have Ohio State versus Penn State Part 2, and I'm certain that that is not what Nittany Lion fans want. Thanks for listening to Winning Cures Everything. Make sure and follow me on Twitter @GaryWCE. If you want to toss in a question, you can email me Gary@winningcureseverything.com. Make sure and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.